Hello, hello. My name is Jamie Rose Levy, and I will be leading our adventure in this virtual audio experience. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to speak my truth while I am grounding in the elements of all that is. So, as we explore and deepen the depths of how we experience each moment, I invite us to take a cleansing breath and settle into whatever space that we are in. Visualizing light coming in the inhale. And exhaling, cleansing everything that no longer serves. Sending infinite love and light your way. I'm so appreciative of audio recordings for this purpose, to be able to capture everything that is in this moment and be a reminder for us and clues as we cultivate curiosity through our explorations. And just as a reminder, the future is now, so we're living it, we're doing it right now. And again, the future is now. So, living your future self right now, how does it feel? Give yourself a round of applause and a self-hug. You have made it. You are doing it. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so grateful that we get to continue exploring together from this place of love. And it's important to shine a light on all that brought us here, because although there are moments of challenges that may feel dark or remind us of the shadows that might have been scary to explore and travel from, that is what connects us deeper with our roots and our why. So, as you have probably already noticed, we dig into the depths of self-discovery with our community. And it's beautiful because we're all doing it in our own time, our own timeline. These clues appear for us when we are ready and open to receive them. So I trust that the messages that are activating your sequence are appearing at the exact right time for you and me and everyone, because we are all in this collective, courageous journey. And in this process, the one common theme that I have noticed is that our purpose is to grow and expand. Similar to seeds, there are seeds all over the world, and the wind has blown seedlings across places we never have even imagined. And even in the most challenging living conditions, there are still growth. And there is still this journey of that seedling. And sometimes it's not all rainbows and butterflies. I'm sure we can all attest to those challenges. And I'd like to take a moment of silence to honor those seedlings that have transcended in their transformation process. And until we meet again, we send infinite love your way. Part of the reason why this Real Talk podcast is so important and critical to the mission that we are on is that life is challenging, and we need real conversations to shine light in the shadows and honor the feelings, the energy and emotions that are arising in these times, and hold space for all that may come up. This feeling of belonging should be felt and is felt wherever we are in any moment, because we belong. everywhere that we are. And unfortunately, that doesn't always feel like the case for many of us, especially in the evolving times that we are experiencing as a collective. So in moments where we might feel otherwise, I invite us to dig deeper within and take a deep, deep breath. Reminding ourselves that we belong everywhere that we are, and in moments that it might not feel as though, we can continue to deepen this connection. A mantra that comes to mind is, I am here now. And we can make this a full tactile experience by bringing mudras of touching our fingers together as we say each of those statements. So your pointer finger to thumb, I am here now. I am here now. As we center into this moment, here and now. I'm so grateful that even though there are moments and places where we might feel unsafe, when we dig deep enough into ourselves, we're able to feel that sense of belonging. And it's scary, and digging requires work. If you've seen the movie Holes, they dig holes forever. It feels like digging for treasure. Dig, 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 dig. It's a lot of hard work. There's blood, sweat, and tears. And that's part of the process. So if you're ready to keep digging, and if you feel like you might have been digging so much and that you've been digging and you just haven't found your treasure yet, I invite you to join us to close out this prosperous year with purpose. So we are going to be digging with focus. So if you felt like you've been digging, you're tired, you're over it, we're going back to basics, starting over. Before we pick up that shovel, what needs to be done? And I feel you. I've been digging so much everywhere. And sometimes we'll be digging somewhere else or digging somebody else's hole and find their treasure and they're not even ready for it. So we are taking a step back, reframing our perspective and reflecting on what is it here that we're here to do. And I just need to take a moment. I am so grateful. My mind is filled with gratitude for the perspectives that are appearing as we're unfolding this conversation. And this is the main reason this podcast is unedited and unfiltered, is because I want to capture this vulnerability in each moment. So I switched up where I'm recording today to expand outside of my comfort zone and ensure that I'm fully present and speaking in a way that feels natural and authentic to me, as I would be speaking to the universe, nature, my companions, my loved ones, the animals outside. So I'm standing, and I'm standing on a grounding mat, which is connected to the grounding outlet in the wall, using a standing desk at my lovely Father David's computer and using GarageBand. So this is a little bit out of my element because this tool we're using to record has lots of bells and whistles, and as mentioned, this is completely unedited and unrecorded, so you might hear a click at the end. But I'm looking out the window and I just caught a glimpse of the reflection, which looks like it's right here. Like it literally looks so HD, so close to me. It looks like it's right here. And it's a reflection of what I'm interpreting as the lighthouse. And it's so cool because now that I'm really analyzing it, it's probably a chimney of a house. But to me, it looks like a zoomed in version of the lighthouse that is directly behind this computer that I'm recording on. So the lighthouse is so metaphorical. It just really lights me up. And I love that we're able to tie that into our conversation, because as we're digging holes, it might be dark and we're digging in the spot that there's no treasure. So when we take a step back and we're taking a break from that hole and we're stepping back and we're open, we're ready to receive a sign. And then the lighthouse comes by and shares the light upon our path. And what I appreciate about the lighthouse is that the light is always turning. So we're not only focused on one spot, shining light for one situation. We're shining light in a 360 degree radius. So that's powerful to me. And that is something that lights me up and inspires me to share my light from a 360 perspective and understand that even a glimpse of light for someone on their journey when they're traveling in the darkness can be all that it takes to empower and enlighten their path forward. So that's just beyond beautiful. And thank you, Reflection, for opening up that metaphor for me and hopefully providing some context and synergy with what is enlightening your spark within. Wow. So we're enlightening, we're noticing what lights us up. When do you feel passionate? When do you feel like the spark within really just is invigorated and you're going and you're living and you're breathing and you're feeling? When is that? Does anything come to mind for you? If you feel called, I invite you to take a pen and paper and really capture what's surfacing up for you, and perhaps it unfolds like a roadmap of your journey. Where's your path forward? Where are you going? Although it's so important to reflect and manifest our future mission, honoring the mission we've been on and where we have traveled and the journeys that have provided us with the challenges, lessons, and obstacles that detoured us into this direction that we're in now. It's essential to honor that, to reflect on that, and to understand what are the common themes, what were the challenges that continued to arise repeatedly, and what is that here to teach me? How can I continue to move forward freely and release my previous blocks? Very powerful question. And in regards to overcoming our fear or moving around it and persevering forward, that is what we are tackling in the Back to Basics Bootcamp. So we're embracing bravery to really dig deep inside and empower our roots and really connect back to who we are at our core. What is the seedling that produced the flower that we are? And what is the care instructions that we create to blossom? So we are rechanging the conversation and restructuring the dialogue that we have with ourselves to truly foster flourishing and growth. So this looks different for each of us, but that's why we're getting back to basics. There are a few core fundamentals that we've been in conversation about throughout this entire process, and really just focusing in on exploring through our senses and enlightening the elements within. So because these are really deep, heavy, serious, back to basic topics, it takes a lot of bravery, which is why we're breaking it into 2 weeks around the astrological alignment, and also to create this foundation before we go into the holidays and close out this year with purpose and passion. So I come back to that question of, what are you passionate about? What lights you up? What makes you excited? And how can we create more time and space for that in your flow? So it's really exciting because since this is the deepest of discoveries, I trust that those that feel called to expand beyond their limits will take themselves up on this challenge. And what's so beautiful about this is that our biggest competition is ourselves. So how can we challenge ourselves to work with ourselves and just take it on? So bravery of embracing courage head on and just going for it. Let's just do it. What are we waiting for? So we're done waiting. Enrollment starts now and it closes December 6th. So if you are ready to take this on, let's do it. Let's take it on. So the structure of this is a 15-minute daily commitment. These 15 minutes can be broken up in one 15-minute segment or 3 5-minute segments or 5 3-minute segments throughout your day. So, small, attainable goals. So through this, we are really carving out time for ourselves that are our non-negotiables. Now, since our days are differing each moment, that's why we have flexibility into how you're integrating this into your routine. It can be one day of 15 minutes, it could be another day of 3-minute segments, and those 3 minutes can be when you're in the bathroom, or when you're first waking up, or when you take a step outside and put your feet onto the earth. These are the special moments with ourselves that we can truly get back to basics and connect with our senses and enlighten the elements within, really empowering our inner avatar. So we have lots to talk about in December as we're building this foundation of ourselves as we go into the new year. So through this process, I encourage us to think about, what is it that we were hoping to do in 2020 that we might not yet have had the chance? And how can we really live life to its fullest potential? Because the future is now. Friends, the future is now. Let's live it. Let's do it. We're doing it already. So thank you for your time and space as we are exploring and playing together, because this is supposed to be fun. It is fun. I'm actually having a great time. And this is part of my passion, of what lights me up. So I am doing this Bravery Bootcamp with you together because I do this work because I need this work and it's fun. So how can we keep leaning into our strengths and really rein in what it is that we're here to do? Why? Why are we here? What are we doing? What's the purpose? So many questions. So the forms of this experience are going to differ based on what your goals are, which is why the initial intake process is essential, because this is for you, created and curated for a custom experience. So we will have a variety of options that you can leverage depending on what speaks to you and what kind of learner you feel you lean into with flow and fun. So we'll have many podcasts, journal prompts, images, and check-ins. So with that, you will be creating your own rubric for fun. So what is it that matters to you? What do you want to get out of it? And what are you currently doing? And how do you feel about that? So by the end of the 2 weeks, we'll look back at this rubric and really reflect on, are these the rules that you want to be living by in your life? Like, did you really make up these rules, or can we rewrite them? So we'll be having those challenging conversations in the beginning, middle, and end. So really thinking, did I wake up every morning and do X, Y, and Z because that's what my intuition is guiding me to do? Or is that because of the societal norms and culture in which I have co-created with? So really re-examining and redefining what it is that we consider as success. Because once we get clear on that, it really paves the way to determine what and why we're doing and how we're spending our time to align with our purpose. So it's very exciting. I'm super excited. I am the first one enrolled. And if you feel like this is speaking to you on a soul level and there are other light workers in your space that you would love to take on this challenge with as your accountability partners, buddy, squad, whatever group it might feel resonant with, invite them. Let's do it. The more the merrier. And I do feel that collective power of the community, of building our tribe around what is it that we're redefining and how can we collaborate and work together to bring this magic into the world. So it's a lot of fun. We're having a great old time. And I'm really looking forward to continue lighting ourselves up and meeting our passion with purpose. So until next time, my friends, we will be chatting soon and continue to explore the clues. Meep.